Hello everybody, Morilibus here, and I am playing, well, absolutely nowhere at the moment, just in a single-player world with the same seed as the Olympus server, way back when. So yeah, this episode is going to be kind of a episode, or a kind of a description of what I'm up to on the server for any new subscribers that have joined the channel recently. And yeah, this will kind of give you an idea of what my project is and what I'm up to on the server if you are new to my channel. So big thanks to all my subscribers out there. Really appreciate you guys and everything you do for me. And also a big shout out to some of the guys that have been sending some traffic my way. I know I've got some traffic from the Holy Cube server, which is a French server, and I think specifically Juju and Aurélien Sama that I'm aware of. So thank you to those two, and also everybody else on that server. Really appreciate the traffic. I also want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Midnight Designer. He recently gave me a shout out as well, and he plays on, I believe, a couple servers, notably one which I did have up, which is Hypermine, I do believe. And yeah, I'll put links to these places in the descriptions. More kind of smaller servers. I don't know. I don't think Holy Cube's all that small. But yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the episode. So where are we? We're somewhere where the little audio is really loud. There we go. Okay. Why am I here? This is the location of my tower on Olympus. This is what the place looked like when I found it. I actually seeked it out. I wanted a witch hut. At the time, I hadn't really thought of what I was going to do with it. And it became the center point of my now tower on the Olympus server. So I kind of got rid of all the land masses that were kicking around here in the swamp. For those of you familiar or semi-familiar, this is the hole in the ground where all my storage is. This is where I started my storage, just down there. And that hole remained for quite some time and actually is still kind of there in the final product. So some of this ends up being land of the island, but the rest of it I've removed, and then we erected this giant tower that's still in progress. And in terms of orientation, spawn is roughly that way, kind of northeast of here. So yeah, this is where I began on Olympus with this witch hut. And here is said hole in the ground. That's been modified, dug out that way. Pretty sure it used to come down this way. I don't recall. Alright, so we went from that witch hut to this guy. Oh. No! 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 Okay, we're good. Maybe. I think I got... Yep, we're good. This is perfect. Alright. So yeah, the witch hut, center of the tower there at the base. And the first thing I did was build the tower, I think, for the most part. I kept the water. Taking away this giant hole was kind of an afterthought. It wasn't really something I'd planned on doing, but kind of seemed like an interesting thing to do. Okay, get me out of the water, please. This is not helping. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I had the tower, or at least the base of the tower built, I think, the lower portion. That was kind of what I started with, because I didn't really have a grand plan, other than I wanted a tower, I guess. And originally I'd actually planned on building lots of towers around the area. I'd have like a tower here, and I thought about having a bridge connecting the tower to like another tower, and each tower would kind of have its own purpose, but it ended up being kind of an all-in-one tower, and I'm happy with the way it's going. So what... yeah, I built the base, and then I basically had to plan things out. So let's go up top. Okay, we'll take a little detour. All right. These chains were an idea of one of my subscribers, so I thought was really cool, so I implemented it, and we're going to have 4 chains around the island, kind of chaining it down, and I think we'll try to... Oh, man, I shifted off the stair. We'll try to vary it up. So maybe one of them's broken, lying in the water kind of deal. And that. Okay, well, let's leave the tower for now. Let's talk about the surrounding area since I'm having difficulties getting up there. So yeah, I decided at one point that I wanted to create like a little cliff or kind of like a chasm where it looked like the ocean was kind of falling in on itself around this tower. And then eventually it came, wasn't sure if I was going to do the tower floating or just being kind of coming out of the ground. Iroh said he thought it would be cooler if it would be kind of floating, and eventually I did go with the floating idea, although I haven't fully implemented it yet, although technically it is floating, it's not connected to anything. So yeah, this came about. I mean, I spent a long time digging this out, obviously, using Haste 2 and Efficiency 5 picks. I made about 7 picks for me to work with, so I didn't have to go and repair them very often, so I could just kind of go and use the picks until I got through kind of all of them, and then I'd go to our Enderman farm, quickly repair them all, and then I'd be good to go again. So I found that was an easy way of doing this, relatively easy. Some of it we got rid of with TNT as well, but for the most part I think it was easier just to pick it out. So here's areas where I have yet to go around and chisel out the cliffs. So that is something that needs to be done. I've also got to work with the area here. These random cows are ejected from my cow farm. They get thrown all over the place, and some of them live. The goal now, it's kind of transformed itself, but I got a little sample up there, and it's snow and ice, so the goal is actually to transform this island. And also, you can see up there I had snow on the ground. It used to be mycelium, but I wanted to make it spawn-proof, so I put double snow slabs down, so nothing can spawn up there, even at nighttime, even though it's pitch black. But yeah, we're going to have this. I'm going to layer snow when I get the final shape of this. I'm still working at carving it out. When I get the final shape, I'm going to do this kind of thing all over it. So this center island is going to be like a frozen floating island. I might have some ice connecting it down, like a frozen waterfall or something. And then the outer perimeter, I'm going to try to add more greenery into the cliffs. We might add a village into the cliffs. We've talked about adding a skull entrance over here, as I have a zombie spawner I'm going to use for a villager purifier. Zombie. And I thought a skull entrance, someone mentioned a skull, put a skull in the cliffs, and I thought it'd be cool if that was the entrance to the villager purifier. And then we could have maybe either, I don't know if we'll have a way to get over there from this island, maybe a rickety little bridge or something, and I'm not sure what height it would be at. I think the zombie spawner is actually more at like this height. So that's a plan. I've got these cave spider spawners floating in the sky. There's 4 of them. They're all in range of each other, so it's a quad cave spider. I haven't done anything with them. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I haven't gotten rid of them yet, just in case I do. So on the outside, since the inside's frozen and ice, I figure the outside will try to put more lava and like lava falls hidden in the cliffs. It will also provide some pretty cool ambient lighting as well, so I don't have to put any torches, as most of it gets lit just by the sun or the night moonlight, but the stuff in the very back does get kind of dark, and that was the goal, so that would have some shadow instead of just something like that where it's all flat and lit up. Alright, so when I first got to the swamp and I wanted to make a portal to get back to spawn, I came down here to bedrock and I used a bucket of lava and a bucket of water, and I made this portal to get back, and it's still here, but it will be removed. Sorry, I hear some skeletons or something. As I was chiseling this out, which was going to be an episode, but I ended up scrapping it, I created a lot of spawning area, so I don't think I've actually taken care of it yet. Whoops. And there should still be a villager in one of these. They did kill off one, but there's my other guy. I don't know if he'll... Oh good, he is the blacksmith. This isn't good. There we go. Alright, you can stay in there. You can have a torch. There you go, buddy. You're fine. Totally humane. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of like bedrock location where I set up, and then from here I did a whole bunch of things. Caving, I set up this auto smelter to convert all the cobblestone I was getting from chiseling out all this stuff into smooth stone, and I've been hanging on to most of it, and we've been using it for community builds and the like. So that's all stored down here, and this is just some auto smelter. I'm not going to go into details of any of the builds too much because that will take too long, but you could hunt down the episode if you really want to. Okay, this is the item sorter for the witch hut, and it kind of went through a couple renditions as I was building it. all this came about as 1.5 was coming out, so all the hoppers and stuff was brand new. So this is where I discovered how to make an item sorter, kind of fiddling around with the comparator and stuff like that, and then that evolved into the sorting system I use above. But yeah, the witch riders are right above us, and they fall down all the way here onto this slab here, and they die. Underneath this slab, I called this contraption the witch's broom, and it consists of minecart hoppers that just go back and forth. And as they come over here, they deactivate these power rails, and if they have anything in them, these will stay off until they are empty, and then they'll all fire off again in unison. So yeah, this is my witch's broom. And it's also the name of my shop in the Nether hub. Alright, so, whoa, hey guys, there you go. And you can see it will pick this stuff up. There you go. And that takes it all the way down into the sorter. And I used to sort everything down here, but I've redirected some stuff to go up top now. So these are all the random drops you can get. This is kind of overflow, so we should see that slab eventually come over here. I've got an incinerator for anything that does not fit over here. And these lights are indication of which chests are either full or almost full. If they're almost full, only the top light will be up, like the gunpowder. If they're completely full, the bottom lights will be on as well, like the sugar and these. And there's additional storage in the back. But once they're full, the rest of it gets thrown in here. And I have those sorted as well so that it will only destroy these 3 items here. This sugar, glass bottles, and spider eyes, as I don't have enough to do with them. Oh, this is cool. This wasn't open before. Alright, so yeah, there's a bunch of chests back here. So there's essentially 3 double chests and a single chest of storage, plus all the hoppers. But I've redirected the redstone and also the sticks, and they head on over here, and they get sent up top using this item elevator of the fence design, so no redstone involved. They get sent up there to the storage that is up top. So let's go take a look at that. So the goal here is a lot of this is going to get probably removed, the stone, as I'm chiseling stuff away. And I kind of want this contraption here. I might still modify it a bit, but I want this thing to be just kind of floating at the bottom of this floating island, kind of fastened to it, and it's just collecting these witch drops, which are falling through a core through the mountain, or through the thing. So I've got some of these basic ender pearl elevators, just using string and ladders. I thought about doing piston stuff, but it's very glitchy in multiplayer, and it would have been hard to fit, I think, redstone into the areas which I want to. So let's get to the top, or let's start here. This is so far the base of the tower, or the bottom floor of the tower. This is currently unfinished, as you can see, but the items from down below come up right here, and they will get spat out into that water, and then they head on over here, and they actually go up another one. And this is the center of the tower. There's a beacon down below. Actually, there's a quad beacon down below, kind of oversized, and that's providing the beacons that go straight through the center of the tower. This is the witch farm itself, which is of kind of my own contraption, but heavily inspired by other things. Now look at this. I don't think this item elevator is working properly because these items got spat out over here. So that might explain why I'm running low on sticks. Okay, here comes a stick. And that one went, I think. And oh no, there it comes. So I wonder what's happening there. Is it just because there's a block missing? That's interesting. Okay, well anyway, I'll fix that. It's not what this episode's about. So yeah, this has, it's a kind of a shifting floor. It has independent shifting rows. Let's see if we can get over there. And I could take a night vision potion, but that might wreck things for everything else. So I'll just do this. I'll put a torch on there. Yoink. Okay. So yeah, here's the design. There's 2 floors. It's interlocked because I didn't have enough room to stack them directly on top of each other. So one's going that way, the other one's going this way. But there's tripwires here. So if you activate one, it activates a clock and starts pushing these guys. And you can see it going back and forth. And yeah, as you go across, the different various platforms get pushed. That is basically all that's there. And that was kind of the core of the whole build. And the idea that this thing would be running while I build the tower and provide me with a whole bunch of goodies, and it has done so. So it's done its job. And this is where all the items from the tower come from. So these 4 spots here are actually drop-off points upstairs, which we'll get to. So when you drop off items, they go down this hopper line and they get thrown into here, and then they get spat out. I don't know if they're being spat out through that stair or if they're glitching through here. But yeah, anyway, fix it later, fix it later. So yeah, this is going to be our potion brewing room. I've kind of taken a break from it. Last thing we did was work on these stairs to get down here. But I do like how they turned out, so we'll probably get going on this again soon, I hope. Let's start here. So this is the base of the tower, and this was the bottom floor when I'd first built kind of the first stage of the build. The lip of it came up to about here. Yeah, the lip is right here, so that's as far as I built. And then I just had it kind of curving down all the way to the base floor here, where I wanted my storage area to be. And I hadn't yet thought out how I wanted to do the storage, and again, the hopper stuff had just come out, so playing around with different sorters and the different hopper mechanics was changing throughout the updates of the snapshots. So a lot of the dropper mechanics changed as well. So I don't think I actually built this until 1.5 finally came out. And yeah, so this is kind of my main sorting area. And those drop-off points you saw below are these 4 droppers right here. And they're available at each entrance, or they will be. Or no, they are, yeah. And then this is kind of what things are supposed to look like, where this is kind of still unfinished. But yeah, this kind of brings you up to upper levels of the tower. And all my tower, I try to make kind of each area have a purpose. So, for instance, the lower level here is for storage. And yeah, it's got it's a night absorber of my own contraption that came across with some help from some viewers as well. So, thanks to everybody. And yeah, so there's 2 sorting systems kind of back to back. There's one kind of here, then I have another one back there. So the one at the back is for the lower chests, the one in front is for the upper chests. So all these chests have space for 1 item. Some of them have space for 2 items, depending on their location. But I've got to expand some because we've been getting lots and lots of new blocks. So when we got the clay added in, I added in a new sorter up here for all the clay, and then we also added wool, although I'm thinking now I might swap out the wool because I don't really use wool too much in my building style, and I might replace that with stained glass instead. But I still have some chests here as well that I don't actually have set up, I don't think. So I do still have some empty spots, and that's mainly what all those chests there at the bottom are for things I have yet to find a home for. So yeah, so this is the main area, and I've decided to separate the tower into kind of quadrants with colors, so like blue, yellow, red, and green. So that's just kind of, people are coming to my tower, I can say go to mid-level red or upper blue or whatever, mid-blue. So yeah, my portal's kind of mid-blue, or this would be kind of lower blue, upper blue, I guess. But yeah, I've tried to make the tower flow, have some kind of, yeah, structure to it, so it's not too random, so it kind of makes sense. I tend to just ender pearl around, but I like it to have a way to get around without doing that. So these 4 beams, I've currently got one that's kind of set up, and I've just thrown in some patterns to play around with the style to see what I like. But these kind of go all the way up the tower, so you can go to various levels. So now we're at mid-blue, and if I wanted to go up again, that will take me to upper blue, and I could get out here. But you can see certain things aren't totally complete. Or I guess this is an upper blue. Maybe it's upper blue. Yeah, this is upper blue. Sure. So yeah, this area here is the portal area, and I'm also going to do enchanting, but I plan on moving the enchanting into the window, which I kind of want to work on again using, instead of this, I'm going to try my portal and stained glass look that I've done in my single player world and see how that looks, as long as it doesn't mess up with my portals. So I guess this would be upper yellow or mid yellow, I guess. There's only 2 yellows at this point, but this is my auto smelting thing here. It operates off of sticks from the witch farm. So the sticks are supposed to come up here, but I guess they haven't been. They've been despawning. But I haven't been here too much, so I'm not too concerned. I don't think I've lost too much stuff since I changed that. Maybe I have. But yeah, sticks come here, and there's also some more sorters here for my ores, so diamonds, gold, etc., etc. And then I've got the raw forms over here, so anything I would want to put into the smelter. I've got iron and gold. I've got 2 chests here. One's an input chest, which I'm assuming is that guy. So you put that stuff in and it goes up top and gets introduced into the furnace and gets evenly distributed. And this is my own design, but the function or the style of it, I think, is based off of, I think I saw Tango Tech do it first, or I saw JL feature it, but he mentioned that he got it from Tango Tech. So anyway, it basically puts items through a hopper line and then unlocks the whole hopper line, so all items drop at once. So yeah, that is the smelter. Obviously, a lot of stuff is still under construction. All the dirt I use as a placeholder and basically like sketching materials. So that's kind of how I sketch things out. Like I sketched the whole roof in dirt and then we filled it in. So yeah, this is the ceiling. It's been known as the pizza roof. I'm still trying to finalize the upper part, which I haven't done yet, and also the outer ring of the ceiling. But yeah, these 4 beams come up and then meet at the middle, but actually they keep on going all the way up the tower to the higher up floors. Alright, this is my patent pending QOP. It stands for Quick Ore Packager, or MQOP. Morilibus is Quick Ore Packager. And I believe this is what the Holy Cube server had featured, and that sent some of you guys maybe over to me. So yeah, thanks again. But yeah, I've got this set up for quartz because we need some quartz for our nether tunnel. So I went on a big quartz gathering adventure yesterday for a couple hours, or I don't know how long, and got almost a double chest full of quartz. So I loaded up 9 stacks. So that's what this thing does. You stand over here, and for this variant, you have to go up 1 block, and then you'd put the ore in your inventory slot, and you just hold it down, and it'll place 4. And once the 4th gets placed, it activates this smart piston, and that fires all 4 over. And then when all 4 get to the end, there's a bud that causes a whole piston wall to push, and it pushes it out. So yeah, you just grab your fortune pick and you mine it out. That wasn't a fortune pick. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. So yeah. So as you can see, I kind of got different areas. Like blue's the portal, yellow's got clay, or it's got smelting, and then green is my QOP. So ore packager. So I try to make use of all the space in here, so it's not just empty space that I'll never use or go to. Currently red is just kind of the balcony, and it leads outside, and that's been my exit out of the tower. I tend to just jump off to get down below. So I think that's it for this area, so let's head on up. We'll take the stairs, I think. Yeah. So yeah, the plan here is a window. I don't know if there's a platform outside that I could jump to. There's a rogue cow. We'll visit them shortly. Okay, there is. So let's get over there. So yeah, I create these little dirt platforms to kind of ender pearl around. They're kind of ugly when they're in place, but oh man, there's a cow right there too. Jeez. So yeah, here's a window that I've been kind of working on and off, but lately it's been off. But yeah, I'm thinking I might change this to a giant, if I can. I've checked the dimensions of it. An ender portal, not an end portal, a nether portal. And then stained glass in front of it makes a kind of a cool stained glass look beyond just using stained glass only. Okay, so if we go up here, if I make it up, this is the cow farm. Let's wait for my boosts. So yeah, with the beacons I've got, I think pretty much everything except resistance is only level 1, I guess. Yeah, so 4 beacons going. But I enjoy having boost 2 for building, and also speed 2 you get addicted to, and haste, of course, for clearing blocks away. Oops. I left that on. But yeah, there's my cow farm. Kind of my own little contraption that me and D-Gamer were fooling around with cow farms, and this is kind of what I came up with based off something that he had come up with, so it's kind of a collab, and he has his own variant as well. But I've got to go ahead. I've got it set up right now to use a looting sword because of the hunger bug that isn't a bug. We go through a lot of food, but typically it would have a lava bucket in there, and it would automatically cook the cows as they grew up. So yeah, this is a upper level, which is currently under construction. So here we're directly above the ceiling, and here you can see the beacons coming through. So they go all the way up, but they're also an item elevator. So at the bottom there, we're above the witch farm. We saw the items come up. They exit here, or they should. I'm going to double check that. Maybe I have to move the water back so it's in the middle. That might work better. It should spit them out into there, but who knows. So yeah, items come all the way up here, and they go down this little water. So I keep them in water as long as I could, for the most part. And then when they get down here, they go into some hoppers, and then they go into a hopper line, which gets sorted. So I'm hoping that this can stay in place, but we might rework it. But the plan for this is the farming area, or the farming district, of my tower. And yeah, this is a stairwell to get up, so this will probably be the only way to officially get up, not using ender pearls. So this is from upper blue, and the stair goes all the way down there. So again, we're above the window. So you come up, and you'll enter into this area, like a plaza almost. And it's going to be mainly open to the sky. There's going to be one more level up above, which is for tree farms. But it's not really going to be a level. It's mostly going to be kind of floating pads like that, although I'm probably going to raise that up because the sugarcane farms get a little too close to it. But yeah, this will be the farming, so I've yet to make any of the farms. But there's going to be a wheat farm, vegetable farm, or what have you. I think I've got 4 of them set up or laid out. So there'll be 4 towers, basically, probably 1 for each. 1 for netherwort, 1 for wheat, 1 for carrots, and 1 for potatoes. And those are going to be a similar style to the ones in my single-player world, which is like a cascading, where the water zigzags, but the drops fall straight down. Sugarcane farm is the same design I used in my single-player world. And it's kind of set up as it's auto harvesting all around using pistons and a bud array designed by MC Last Username. And right now it's off. It's kind of turned itself off. I only have it hooked up so it fills this chest, and once this chest is full, it shuts itself off. So it'll just run when it needs to, kind of deal. And I'll probably change how much I want to store. If I get villagers going, I'll be using this for paper trading, etc. But so far this area I haven't decided on what it's going to look like. I'm starting to get an idea in my head of like the style of, or the blocks I want to use. So I'm just looking to see if there's any items kicking around here. I'll have to test my item elevators. I'm pretty sure I don't lose any drops from this point, but the other way I definitely am. So yeah, upper level, ta-da! So there's these fins in the corners, diagonal corners. One's here, he's still obviously under construction, and maybe we'll get a different angle. So let's head on up to the next level, which is going to be the tree farm. And currently I've just got a grass pad. I did have this set up with spruce trees. I used to just spam spruce trees all over the place, but with 1.7 when the spruce trees got the 2x2s, so when I came here, this whole thing was just a giant mass of wood and leaf. And it took me, I don't know how long to chop down, but I got about a double chest worth of spruce logs from it. So I don't know if I'll be able to do that anymore. But anyway, right now I have it set up for dark oak because I needed some dark oak for the nether tunnel, so I came and mined some here, but then I also went to our wither skeleton farm, and I've set that up a bit better for harvesting trees, and I got a few more skulls out of that. Alright, so there's the fin. It kind of goes, yeah, from the corner all the way up, and there's going to be 4 more, so there'll be 1 in each corner. And right here where I'm standing, I really like these actually. There's these little hook things that serve no purpose other than cosmetics. But there'll be those that lead up to the next fin that's going to be over here. And I think I'm going to have a little walkway where I'm currently standing where this dirt is. And then it will probably lead down either to the tree farm, or there'll be a railing and there'll be a gap between here and the tree farm. I'm not too sure. I think I kind of want these just as floating pads, but I think I'll raise them up to maybe here. I don't want to get them higher than this, though, so I'll probably just raise it up a couple blocks. Alright, if we head on over there, we can get another look before the sun comes down. Comes down, that's not how you say that. Before the sun goes up. No, goes away. Moon comes up. Before I stop talking. Alright, here is the front upper part of the tower. So I've got this design. Now I've got to kind of replicate it over that side, and I've still got some finalization to do. And actually I think that's the last part of the exterior I have to figure out, and then I've technically got the whole tower theoretically done. But yeah, I've been building this all just on Olympus, like in survival. I haven't really planned too much of it out in creative. I have gone to like a creative world to test certain patterns. Like I played around with what I should put in these, and that's, but I haven't built, I'm not going off like a creative copy because that would be way too hard to recreate, I think. The amount of time I would have spent building it in creative and then having to do it again here. Creative's good for smaller builds, I think. But big builds, you might as well just go for it, I think. Alright, so I think that's about it. So that is my master plan for the most part. Yeah, there's this chasm. There's eventually, I plan on connecting to the mainland, sort of. We might have a bridge that either connects to the main island or is a ruined bridge that has been like destroyed, so like maybe it comes to the edge and then it's collapsed. Same with here, so kind of like the bridge was here before the chasm formed. And yeah, the mainland is that way, so towards the original spawn is out that way. So I planned on having a bridge kind of coming in, but we haven't worked on that. And I may eventually make it to the mainland as well, but we'll see. So yeah, that is what I've been doing here on Olympus, is working on this monstrosity. I do hope to finish it so I can remove all the dirt, because I think it will look pretty cool without the dirt. It looks kind of cool even with the dirt, but yeah, I can't wait to see this thing complete. So yeah, guys, this has been a welcome to my channel sort of deal, and welcome to the Olympus server if you are new to following it. Yeah, really appreciate you guys again. I think I've surpassed 1,500 subscribers, so again, thank you to all who have been help spread my channel and help it grow. I owe it all to you guys, because I really don't do anything to help my channel grow other than put out videos for you guys to watch. So I really appreciate everything you guys do to help me out in that respect. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.